It's Monday, February 4th. On Friday, Union Minister Piyush Goyal delivered the Modi government's 6th budget speech. Goyal was filling in for Arun Jaitley, who's in the US for medical treatment.
इस सरकार की उपलब्धि रही कि हमने सोच को बदलने के अथक प्रयास करे और देश के आत्मविश्वास को बढ़ाया.
The three big announcements were: first, the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, which promises rupees 6,000 of income support in 3 installments to small farmers every year. Goyal said he was allocating rupees 75,000 crore to the program for the next year and retrospectively rupees 20,000 crore in this year so that the first tranche of rupees 2,000 can reach farmers soon. What you need to know? Rupees 6,000 per small farmer per year may not be enough to address the agricultural crisis. But the bigger difficulty may come in identifying farmers and getting documents for their land holdings all over the country. Second, the Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Mandhan, which promises a monthly pension of rupees 3,000 to unorganized labour workers when they retire. Goyal said he was only allocating rupees 500 crore to this for now. What you need to know? This scheme repackages the Atal Pension Yojana, though with a tiny budget this year. It's only a statement of intent from the new government. Third, a new exemption to income tax rules. That means anyone earning up to 5 lakhs will pay no income taxes at all. Goyal said this would amount to rupees 18,500 crore in tax benefits to about 3 crore citizens. What you need to know? The tax break will work as a rebate. This means that only those who earn rupees 5 lakh or below will get the advantage. Taxes for those who earn more than 5 lakh remain mostly the same. These 3 proposals and a list of 10 things the Modi government would like to see done by 2030 prompted analysts to say that this was an election manifesto, since the general elections are around the corner and quote-unquote a tepid one at that. The farmer income scheme drew most of the attention and was immediately compared with the Congress's promise to provide all poor people with a minimum income if it comes back to power. The two competing efforts reflect a new approach to welfare, putting money directly into people's bank accounts. But that has come with questions of how the government can afford such massive programs. Will it mean cutting other subsidies? Goyal's budget manages to fit in the farmer income program without having to do that. But there is already speculation that the BJP will promise much more than rupees 6,000 per farmer per year in its election campaign. Conventionally, governments do not make major announcements in the last budget before an election. The big new schemes in this budget make it clear the BJP has no interest in following convention. But is that a sign of a confident government treading forward despite opposition protests, or a shaky one that needed last-minute announcements to convince voters to re-elect it? The Ministry of External Affairs has strongly objected to the detention of 129 Indian students by the United States in connection with a fake college scam. The University of Farmington was set up by undercover agents from the Department of Homeland Security in 2015 to expose quote-unquote pay-to-stay immigration fraud, a type of fraud where immigrants travel to the US on student visas before attempting to stay back in the country, often illegally. Of the 130 students arrested, 129 are Indian. And according to the US authorities, those who enrolled knew that the facility would be illegal, reported the BBC. However, the Ministry of External Affairs has issued a démarche notice to the US Embassy asking for immediate consular access to the students, expressing that the students could have been tricked into enrolling into the university and should be treated differently from recruiters who have duped them. So far, over 30 students have been contacted by the Indian mission in the US and consulate officials.
We are obviously concerned and distressed about the news that so many Indian students have been implicated in this issue regarding Farmington University. I'm happy to tell you that we have so far either met or are scheduled to meet shortly a majority of students that are under detention.
A 24/7 helpline for parents has been set up as well. With a website showing classrooms, lawns and libraries, the university advertised as based in Michigan State, The website has now been suspended. 7 people have died and more than 36 injured after a train derailed in Bihar's Vaishali district, 30 kilometers away from Patna, on Sunday morning. 11 coaches of the Seemanchal Express, which connects Bihar's Jogbani to Delhi, came off the tracks at around 4 am. 3 of these overturned completely. A preliminary investigation suggested that the engine decoupled and moved forward with the first few coaches. The decoupled coaches then came off the tracks. Reports have suggested that a fracture in the tracks may have been responsible. 2 teams of the National Disaster Response Force were sent to the site of the derailing, with rescue officials working to free passengers trapped in damaged coaches. The government has announced compensation for families of those who lost their lives, and all medical expenses will be covered by the Railway Ministry. A midnight arrest on Friday saw writer and academic Anand Teltumbde briefly taken into police custody in Mumbai and then later freed by a Pune court, which called his arrest illegal. Teltumbde has been named by the Pune police as one of the activists allegedly involved in the violence that erupted at Bhima Koregaon in 2018. Initially a case of clashes between Marathas and Dalits, the Maharashtra police later claimed to have uncovered a global Maoist plot, leading to the arrest of a number of activists known to be critical of the government. Teltumbde was also named in a first information report in connection with the violence, and in January, the Supreme Court refused to quash the FIR but gave him protection from arrest for 4 weeks. Once the Supreme Court had turned down his plea for the FIR to be quashed, Teltumbde wrote an open letter. Up till now, I felt confident that whatever charges the police levied could be proved wrong as criminal fabrication once they landed before the court, but my hopes stand completely shattered. The letter prompted many others to speak out in support of the academic ahead of his impending arrest. On Friday, despite the Supreme Court giving him 4 weeks of protection, police arrested Teltumbde from Mumbai airport and took him to Pune. The Sessions Court in Pune, however, said that his arrest had been illegal and set him free. Teltumbde's lawyer said he had planned to go to the High Court seeking bail but had been arrested before he could do that. He has now been freed and will have until February 11th to secure bail before the Supreme Court protection ends. And finally, the streets of Mumbai were all shades of rainbow on Saturday, when at least 15,000 people came together to celebrate their identities and the striking down of the archaic Section 377 for the Queer Azadi Mumbai Pride Parade 2019. A parade of doctors holding banners dispelling myths about homosexuality, a group of proud parents of queer children who go by the slogan Janam Diya Hai, Saath Bhi Denge, students, community activists and allies gathered to celebrate this year's theme, Pride for All, which stands for the intersectionality of identities.
Love your morning fix? Help support our journalism. Subscribe to Scroll Plus using the link in the description.